We are starting a 3-week series called Owning Your Retirement, and we're going to start this off by talking about savings versus debt, okay? So you probably got a little bit of both, and what are the rules of thumb regarding saving for retirement? And we're going to talk about something right here, 5 retirement planning missteps to dodge.
That's right.
So this is one thing the Resource Center can help you out with.
Absolutely. We're going to give you this little book, and it gives you some information. But the first of the 5 missteps, people don't really have a mapped out plan. And so...
Should there be benchmarks that you're looking for?
You would think. And so because I was reading this and I was doing some research on that, and I thought, well, why do they not have a mapped out plan? Because we're not saving any money and we're going in debt. And so when we look at the numbers, and I put a bunch of numbers down, and we probably won't get to all of them today, but for example, if you're in your 20s, the average savings account for the 20-year-olds, 20 to 30, $16,000. That sounds really good, right?
Yeah.
You should have 2 times your annual income.
You should
by the time you leave your 20s. The average debt of the 20-somethings is $45,000. So you see the problem.
Yes,
the problem is
quickly.
we have a negative savings rate in the U.S. And mainly the debt is student loans and credit cards, right? Now, you go to the 30s, the average savings account's $45,000, but the average debt's $87,000. And by then, you've bought a house,
mortgage.
You probably got married, you still got credit card debt.
You're like upside down here.
Yep, you're upside down. And when you're in your 30s, you ought to have 2 times your annual income by 35, 4 times your annual income by the time you get to 40. And then it goes on and on. We get to our 50s. The average savings account's $117,000, but the average debt is $72,000, mainly made up of mortgage, credit cards, and car loans, right? So here's one thing that I noticed, and obviously in the United States we got a big problem with saving money. We don't save, we spend money, we buy stuff with money we don't have.
Yes.
We can't afford to do that.
That's why that credit card debt follows you everywhere.
That's exactly right. So looking at this a little bit closer, I noticed that from age 20 all the way to age 70, the average American has credit card debt all 50 years.
The whole time, and not a good thing.
And that's not a good thing. Think of the thousands and thousands of dollars that have been spent on interest. Because you know the problem is they don't pay them off. They rack it up.
There's that minimum payment
payments,
thing.
or they pay $100 when they should be paying $5. And there's our problem in the United States.
Paying money to somebody
mapping
besides
out
yourself,
your retirement, mapping out a strategy for handling that, very, very important.
It almost sounds impossible, but it's not. I mean, if you get a handle on it early and you really make a plan, it's like you said, if you have a plan and you don't divert from the plan, then you're going to be on a pretty good path.
Well, take a 20-something making, I don't know, let's say $20,000 a year. So they save $2,000 a year, and they do that for 10 years. So they got $20,000 saved up by the time they're 30. They're not on track according to the survey here.
But they're a whole lot better.
But they're better than this guy. And here's the key to that. Just don't run up $45,000 worth of debt.
Yep, it's that simple.
Right.
It really is in a lot of ways.
That's part 1. We have 2 and 3 coming up,
yes,
of course.
We do.
And if you have a financial question for Bruce, visit his website, resourcecenterinc.com, for more information.